My lady.
Right. Let's get this ruddy thing over with, huh?
Your invitation, Sir Anthony.
Right Honourable Lord Spy, MD, and Lady Spy, Sir Peter and Lady Tavistock, Right Honourable Sir Anthony Morgan, MD, the Foreign Secretary, Lady Celia Morgan, Mr. Harold Waring, MP, Parliamentary Under Secretary to Sir Anthony, Monsieur Hercules Poirot, His Honour Judge Richard Starks, KC.
Monsieur.
Mr. Waring?
Lady Captain Beaumont.
All beginnings are delightful. The threshold is the place to pause. Goethe. Ah.
Countess
Sir Anthony as a man was busy.
Oh, yes. Always on the go.
Excuse me. Merci. I feel you do not embrace your role, Chief Inspector. Against the advice of Poirot, you have arranged this whole operation. Please to do it correctly.
My men are in position, Mr. Poirot.
C'est bien. Because there is the greatest of danger. The jewels, the paintings, the very presence of Poirot himself. This Márasco, he shall most surely come.
Look at this. Vanquishing the Hydra. One of the labors of Hercules, Hugo von Dresche. Most of the labors have been pinched over the past 6 months. Somebody must be collecting
For God's
them.
sake, shut up, man. Wait outside.
I'm actually a police sergeant.
I'm actually His Majesty's Foreign Secretary. Wait outside. Waring, you should read this. Wretched woman. Wants carnage.
I
You understand what's required?
I thought this business had been addressed.
It may be necessary for you to leave the country for a while.
I imagine it will, sir.
Lie doggo somewhere. Comfortable but remote. I'll make sure you get a bit of pocket money.
I don't want your money, sir.
Good man.
Mademoiselle Lucinda, you look magnificent.
I'm terrified. Do I look terrified?
No, of course not. Why should you be?
This is bait. Me, I'm bait.
Oui, certainement. The thief Márasco, he will be drawn to this place tonight. But you are in no danger, mademoiselle. Poirot, he gives to you his word.
What happens if I want to powder my nose? Do you come with me?
If you wish. Oh, no, of course not. No, mademoiselle. No, there is a guard who is dedicated for the purpose.
When powdering the nose, miss, keep the door locked. When you're finished, tap on the door, but don't open it until you hear the response.
They say Márasco kills for the sheer pleasure of it.
Right, but they also say that Poirot is so intelligent he is scarcely human. But you know, he does not listen to this they.
Comfortable and remote.
Poirot, he will see you now.
Sergeant? Where the hell are you?
fresco kills for the sheer pleasure of it. Sheer pleasure of it. Sheer pleasure of it.
But you are in no danger, mademoiselle. Poirot, he gives to you his word, gives to you his word, gives to you his word.
Poirot, you're as fit as a flea.
No.
Whatever you think is wrong with you is simply up here.
What else is there but up here?
What you need, my dear fellow, is another case. Preferably one that puts your life in danger.
That is your advice most considered?
It is. It's cost you 10 guineas, so I suggest you act on it.
It was my own fault, Doctor. Mine alone. Better not to be a detective at all than to be a detective who has failed.
Look here, you've had a remarkable career at the expense of having a family. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what you've chosen. No, for God's sake, at least stir your stumps, get some fresh air. If you won't walk, go for a drive.
You have driven me before?
Yes, sir. The agency's had me out to a couple of times, sir. Name's Williams, sir.
Monsieur Ted Williams? Ah, oui. Alors, Monsieur Williams, it is of no interest to me where we go. You may drive wherever you please. Monsieur Williams?
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I've just come over a bit,
Please to sit.
Bloody stupid idea, this, isn't it? I'm gonna get the sack now, blubbing like a baby in front of the clients.
Pas du tout, monsieur. Pas du tout.
It's just this is the last place I ever saw her, isn't it?
Saw who?
Nita. She was a maid to that ballerina, Katryna Samishenko. Nita come over with her from Moscow, and I had to drive him about the West End. Well, I drove Nita. Samishenko I never really saw. She just sat in the Savoy sending Nita out on errands, so we swanked about the place, Nita and me. And we come here. We were so much in love, Mr. Poirot. And then one day, she says she's got to go to Switzerland. Samushenka's having a crack up. She needs treatment. I says, stay with me. Be my wife. I love you, Nita. And she's just crying. That was the last time I ever saw her. Right here. Samushenka took her off to this ruddy place. I keep thinking that I'm all right. And then I come back here. I just don't want to go on living no more. I can't bear it, sir.
Monsieur Williams, Poirot, he will find your Nita. And if she so wishes, he will bring her back to this very place, to this very bench. Poirot, he gives to you his word.
I can't pay you, sir.
No. There is no charge, mon ami. This is the thing that Poirot must also do for himself.
Monsieur Poirot, whatever are you doing in this foolish place?
I am in pursuit of a lady's maid.
I wish I had time for a social life. You are telling me the truth, monsieur?
Poirot always tells the truth. Why should he not?
Because he has wandered into the middle of an ICPC operation. The killer, Máraskod's. Yes. Scotland Yard thought they had him in London, but he got away from them. A girl was torn into pieces.
Wait.
Terrible.
Wait.
He now has the complete collection of Vondre's pictures and countless jewels. But he is coming here. We have information that the Hotel Olympus is where he hides the goods. If Máraskod's comes openly, it will be as a guest. The hotel staff were all accounted for while he was busy on Angleterre. Of course, we would be honored, Monsieur Poirot, should you wish to participate with us in this affair. When you get to the hotel, speak to Lieutenant Drouet. He is undercover.
Poirot can recognize a policeman when he sees one. Inspector Lamentary.
Ladies and gentlemen, your carriage is arrived.
Quickly, please. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Gustave, the monsieur là. Buongiorno.
Merci.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Herren und Damen, Signore, Signori, Messieurs, Dames. Welcome, welcome to the Hotel Olympus, birth the palace of the internationally acclaimed alpine spa therapy. Je suis Dr. Crea. Please to call me Francesco. Out of season as we are, a little of the facility is not quite open, but my staff...
Where is Robert? When we were here last year, we were very well served by Robert.
Roberto is home with his family. He will return to us in the summer.
We shall not be here. Pointless.
We have a good staff, Mrs. Rice. We will attend to your every desire.
Is my husband here, Francesco?
He is indeed, Mrs. Clayton. When you have refreshed yourselves and inspected your rooms, please may I offer you all a glass of champagne on the terrace?
Yes, indeed. That is essential.
Monsieur Poirot, the threshold is the place to pause.
Let us hope that this beginning proves to be more delightful than the last.
Yes, God, yes. That poor girl.
Monsieur Waring, it has been a long journey.
Of course. Excuse me.
Monsieur Poirot, champagne?
Si charmant. Merci. Ah, c'est magnifique.
Yes, yes. There is a small atmospheric change, but we shall be quite comfortable here.
Bon. Tell to me, monsieur, do you count here among your guests Mademoiselle Sαμουσένκα?
Alas, monsieur, it is not our policy to disclose the identity of our most celebrated guests.
D'accord, I understand, but completely. Nevertheless, she is here.
She is here. Oh, did you ever see La Sαμουσένκα dance? She would hang in the air like a...
Breath of spring. Impeccable.
Oui.
But this season she has not graced the stage.
No, monsieur, she has been here. But she keep to her room and no receive visitors. Her physician, Dr. Lutz, that gentleman, no lo permesse. He does not allow. It is said she has a broken heart and cœur brisé.
But she has brought with her a maid.
She has brought no maid.
No. Then who is that young lady?
That is Miss Alice Cunningham. Is Monsieur police officer?
No, mon ami. He is Poirot.
Ladies, is everything quite well?
Are you Mr. Harold Waring?
My incognito tumbles at the first fence. Yes. Yes, I am.
May I speak candidly?
Well, I suspect you're about to.
You
You've come here from England to escape the consequences of a scandal. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then I must entreat you not to engage my daughter in private discourse. My son-in-law would take a dim view of it. Very dim.
Another glass, monsieur? No, merci, quand même. Lieutenant Roy. Ma foi. Are you in contact with Inspector Lamontoy? And what news of Máraskod's?
He's not here. Not yet.
Oh, monsieur!
Pardon, monsieur.
Hercule.
Countess.
Hope of Moya. 20 years. Buff. Gone like smoke through keyhole. I recognize you instantly. What could I do but return?
You look well, Countess.
Well?
Why?
Hercule, such insipidity. At the very least, I want to look like a goddess. One of the better ones. Of course I look well. It is my life of unrelenting virtue. My life of crime is largely over.
Bon. S'il vous plaît.
Oh.
Merci.
These days, I must at least pretend to be a sensible adult. After all, Daragoi, I am a mother. Galambushka.
You're up.
I am vertical, if that is what you mean.
Have you taken your medication?
Look at my eyes, Dr. Lutz. I have taken my medication.
Shall we talk?
I don't want.
When you don't want to, Katrina, then is the time to talk. It's the way to make you better.
Countess?
Hercule, I should like you to meet my daughter, Alice Cunningham, and her ugly dog.
Mademoiselle. Cunningham?
Ships in the night forget him. I have. Alice is criminologist. Well, with a mother like me, she would have to turn one way or the other. She studies the modus operandi of great criminals. Taragoi, sit.
Only the great criminals, mademoiselle. What about the little ones?
My thesis examines the detectives who are successful in exposing these miscreants.
She studied you.
L'amour de Dieu. Do I repay the study?
He looks at you and he thinks, she could be my daughter. Of course, you are not his daughter. Monsieur Poirot and I would have had to have held hands at the very least. But he looks at you, Daragoi, and he sees the life he might have had.
Yes, I'm aware that you and my mother are acquainted. She's told me you were incredibly kind to her.
Oh, shush. I might have said it once.
She speaks of little else. But what is your case, monsieur, that brings you here?
I am Poirot. I have two cases.
One of them must be Máraskod's. The newspapers are full of him. He got away from you in London. If you are here, it is because Máraszkód is expected to... Maybe he's here already.
Yes, really? Which one of us is it? Is it me?
I shall write down who I think it is in the margin of this book. So when Monsieur Poirot unmasks the killer, we shall see if I'm right. What's that?
It is merely the snow. Moving. Somewhere an avalanche.
Might I speak to you a moment?
I read in the newspaper that you have an illegitimate child.
Yes, I read that too. May I ask what happened to your face?
My husband has difficulty controlling his temper. Sometimes I displease him.
Well, sometimes I displease my loved ones. They don't hit me in the face when I do it.
Who says I love him? We all have regrets, Mr. Waring.
No regrets. The most forlorn and useless emotions, Mrs. Clayton. One must insure against them.
Elsie.
So, we shall amuse ourselves with a round of Botticelli.
It is a parlor game. I give you my letter. You must establish my identity by questioning me. So, I choose M. You say, did you paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? I say, nein, I'm not Michelangelo. You say,
Yes, we all know the game.
Did you write the Resurrection Symphony?
I know nothing of music.
Mahler.
Good. I fail. You have earned a direct question.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Herren, Damen, Signore, Signori, Messieurs, Dames.
Oh, and yet, this man is such a bore.
A point of information. I am advised that a small quantity of snow has fallen in the tunnel of the funicula. The workmen are attending to the obstruction and will soon be clear.
S'il vous plaît, Monsieur Hassoun.
Oh, tout de suite, monsieur. Very soon, very soon. Within a couple of days for certain.
So we are trapped in this preposterous place.
It is a large, small quantity of snow. But not be despondent. It will be gemütlich up here. We have a food, we have a wine. We shall be, what is the phrase?
Demented with boredom.
Cozy. We shall be most cozy.
With a killer on the premises.
And now is the moment when we must be very vigilant.
Just tell me. All you have to do to make me go away is just tell me you will
All right.
I'm all right.
This whole business is putting me on edge.
Waiting. Oh, sometimes, Lieutenant, that is all one can do, is to wait.
The telephone is down and I have no orders. I don't like to be without orders. Have you ever seen him?
Maraschko? No.
I saw him once. He had a mask, but I saw his eyes. He looked directly at me. So you'll appreciate why I'm restless here without orders, waiting for him to come. Will you give me orders, monsieur?
Oui, Lieutenant Roy. Sleep.
You don't think Maraschko will climb the mountain tonight?
No, mon ami. He is already here.
Shocking waste of paint. All hotel is simply festooned with this appalling tat.
It appears, madame, that you are the connoisseurs, huh? Your little brooch, for instance. It is most fine, but I observe that you do not wear it today.
I always wear it. Good heavens, ruddy thing's gone. Probably stolen. I tell you, this place has gone to pot. I'm beginning to think Robert gave in his cards.
Spa.
Si. Monsieur will also avail himself of our facilities.
Facilities?
The sauna, the steaming room.
No. No. No, no, no.
Don't make me knock again!
Stop that! Door is unlocked. I didn't call for room service.
That is well, for I have none to offer. I am Poirot.
You are waiting. What are you waiting for?
To be invited to leave or to sit down? Merci, mademoiselle. Would you be so kind as to tell to me something? What became of your maid?
I have never had a maid.
Nita.
She died.
The maid you never had, she died.
Nita died. I have never had another maid after Nita. Who sent you?
What is this?
I don't know who this is. I don't care. He's leaving.
Merci, mademoiselle. You have been most helpful.
Don't touch my things.
Je m'excuse. You're right, mademoiselle.
I can barely trust myself. How could I write?
Merci, mademoiselle. Doctor?
What is the point of making rules?
Mr. Clayton, does he take all his meals in his room?
Is Monsieur Polizei, police officer? Signor Wanning, you insulted me. No.
Look, I am not a ruddy policeman.
No?
Of course not.
Signor Clayton, he takes his meals, certainly. Meals out of a bottle. Whiskey, 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 all day long.
Thank you.
Monsieur Poirot, let me be absolutely clear. I cannot permit you to interfere with my patient.
Dr. Lutz. Are you an admirer of Nietzsche?
All Austrians are not Nazis, Monsieur Poirot.
You think I try to trap you?
Naturally, it is your métier. Who is employing you and what you want from my patient?
In this case, I am engaged by Monsieur Ted Williams, and what I require from Mademoiselle Samushenka is the return of her maid, Nita.
I have genuinely no idea what you're talking about.
Nita, the servant maid, impeccable. Monsieur Ted Williams, the lover, most ardent and full of chivalry.
You speak to me in archetypes. All this is very Jung. Nobody of intelligence credits Jung.
What is wrong with the lady in room 16?
You French. You make me scream with laughter.
I am glad, but also Belgian.
You cannot expect me to compromise my client confidentiality. Are you mad?
No, doctor, but neither is Katrina Sambushenka.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's it, darling. You sing along.
Is it not the most hideous deformity of dog you ever beheld? It is as if it had two heads. Snap.
Another head. He could be Severus.
Don't you start. As it is, his name's Binky.
Compliments of the house, monsieur.
No, merci.
The manager loves you because you are the only person here who does not complain. Snap. Naturally, he is not a doctor. His name's not Creer either. It's Rosato. He used to run a nightclub in Brindisi. I saw him there, but he does not remember me. I was beneath his notice at the time. Ah, yes, Taragoi. Since we last met, my life has not always been so agreeable. Snap. Ah, yes. These are for you.
For me? These are beautiful.
I have from time to time lost my money and my dignity, Hercules. I never lost my taste. No, I did not steal them. My father wore them when we fled Peterburg.
Merci beaucoup.
The labors of Hercules. That is how you unconsciously conceive your career. You are the modern incarnation of Hercules.
How resourceful of me.
Dr. Lutz should name a condition after you. The Hercules complex. The compulsion to conquer all obstacles, however forbidding. It is why you are driven to chase Máraszkod. You simply have to. When the man is on the rampage all over Europe, he is the master criminal. Who else could possibly defeat him? Hercule. There is no one else.
Snap.
Give me that bottle! Give it to me now! My God, I'm going to... Give me that again! No one's coming!
Clayton! You cowardly swine! Step outside!
Please don't!
Elsie!
Please don't hurt!
What has happened? Does Clayton's injury need attention? Tell me what to do. I can do it.
My daughter's husband is dead. She has killed him, you see.
I should go.
No, Mr. Waring, please, stay here. We shall not have you implicated.
But... Please, do sit down. There. Tell me what happened, please.
I carried the body to the bathroom. I stood on the closed lid of the lavatory. I fed the body through the little window. It went down the mountain.
Right. So Clayton's down the mountain.
I think I was observed. The staff quarters look out on us. I saw a face.
Right. Let me think a minute. This is not England. The solution to this is probably a bribe. One bribe to the manager, enough for him to silence whichever member of staff observed you. Also, if necessary, the police.
We have no money for a bribe.
Leave it to me. Mickey Mouse.
Excusez-moi?
In Botticelli, I was Mickey Mouse. I am now ready for another game. For you, I am D.
Monsieur, I have no
I'll give you a
appetite.
clue. 2 clues. I am alive, and I am not fictional.
Vraiment, monsieur, I insist that you excuse me from this game.
Ah, buongiorno, signor Waring. Good morning.
Francesco.
Sì.
Can I speak frankly? I have a problem.
Is it a big problem, Signore?
Pretty big.
How big is a pretty big, Signor? Nothing, I'm sure, we cannot help you with. You may be assured of my most discreet professional services.
That would be nice.
Binks, tell the truth. If you were the greatest criminal brain in the known universe, and you had just torn the internal organs out of a beautiful young girl, where would you go to catch your breath? You wouldn't really come to a dump like this, would you? Come in.
Whatever this is, I'm not sure our arrangement covers it.
My daughter! Where is Alice? Poor boy.
I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt.
If you please, mademoiselle, complete what you can for me, yet be kind.
Yes, it was a man alone. He had a mask.
Did he touch you? Was it Maraschot? Or Bliach?
If you please, Countess, did he speak? Can you be sure it was a man?
It was pretty clear he was a man. And what he wanted. But he didn't get it. He had good shoes. Handmade. So you'd see.
What? Alors, Countess, the man who attacked your daughter, he is not a member of staff. No, he is a guest.
Come.
Countess. Monsieur, I came to see if I could be of assistance to Miss Cunningham.
How kind, Dr. Lutz. What manner of assistance?
The procedures of psychological recovery are my speciality.
Shush, Binky. We've established you're a completely useless guard dog. Thank you, Dr. Lutz. I shall bear you in mind. Wrong shoes.
Because he changed them. It was him.
It was not him, Mother. God, you make such a useless detective. Monsieur Poirot, I've decided to help you. I'll meet you in the lounge in 5 minutes.
No, mademoiselle, you...
Please, I need this for me.
Miss Cunningham, I do hope...
Yes, well, that was most unpleasant, but no, I'm fine. Monsieur Poirot here has some questions to ask you.
Indeed. Monsieur Waring, if you please to tell Poirot where you were when Mademoiselle Cunningham was menaced.
Me? I was in my room.
So why do you blush to say this? Was there another person with you?
I say, don't be so offensive.
Oh, don't mind me. My bedroom's full of people who aren't supposed to be there.
En effet, you can help Poirot, monsieur. If you please to advise Monsieur Philip Clayton that now it is the time for him to emerge from his room to account for himself.
No.
Non, monsieur?
Clayton has left the hotel.
Mais ça serait incroyable. Monsieur Philip Clayton, he does not grow the wings.
Well, he might.
You are very tired, monsieur.
Tired is the least of what I am, Poirot. I'm a killer. I killed Philip Bloody Clayton and stuffed his body out the window.
That is most interesting. How did you kill him, monsieur?
With a dirty great paperweight. Back of the head. Bang.
Bang. And of course you killed Monsieur Philip Clayton because he beats his wife, the wife with whom you're in love, and was in your bedroom when Mademoiselle Cunningham, she was being attacked?
Yes. And her mother, she was with us too.
Oh, naturellement. Madame Rice was almost constantly with you. Oh, except, of course, when you were engaged in the murder of Monsieur Philip Clayton. She arrived a short while afterwards, looking a little, échevelée. Ah, perhaps we should continue this inside, mon cher ami.
It cannot be possible. Neither of them was in Copenhagen.
If anything goes wrong, anything at all, I shall blame you.
If you please, monsieur. Eh bien, monsieur, listen to Poirot. You recall that night in London, when I observed the behavior of Sir Anthony Morgan towards his wife, right? Eh bien, I gave to Poirot the measure of this man. And I believe that it was he who fathered the child with a prostitute, monsieur, and not you. No. You took the blame in order to preserve the integrity of your ministry because you are a man most honorable. And now you take the blame for the murder of Philip Clayton. But Poirot, he knows that this cannot be true because there is no Philip Clayton. There never was such a man. You know, Poirot, he racked his brains. And he remembered the case in Copenhagen, where there was a good man at a very low ebb in his life, like you. He was relieved of all his money by two sisters. Madame Rice and Madame Clayton Monvieux are not mother and daughter.
But I saw Elsie smash the man.
No, the man who was struck was not a man at all, but her eldest sibling in disguise. And then, of course, they send you away while they dispose of the body. But malheureusement, they were observed, and then they came to you, and you offered to make the bribe.
Oh, but I gave them nothing. I gave it all to that Francesco chap.
Francesco? Have you ever met a man more corrupt? He is most surely their accomplice.
How do you know Mrs. Rice was impersonating Clayton?
Mademoiselle, your coat, it is open. Please to do it up, huh? Vous voyez, monsieur? The ladies, they draw the right over the left, and the gentlemen, they draw the left over the right. And when I observed this Philip Clayton in the corridor do up his dressing gown.
Right over left.
C'est ça. Alors, monsieur, I believe that you have suffered enough. I leave you to recover your position, mon brave.
Yes.
Those women should hang.
Croyez-vous, mademoiselle? You are very harsh.
What are you thinking?
Are you thinking that Cerberus has much to tell us about Márasco?
If you ask us to guess who you are, I shall scream.
Monsieur Poirot, my card. I am an insurance investigator. I offer you my services.
Monsieur, can you tell me where you were when Mademoiselle Cunningham, she was attacked?
Certainly. My complete itinerary for the day. All verifiable by witnesses. Excluding the criminals wearing Francesco and the women calling themselves Rice and Clayton, of course.
Merci.
I shall await your call, monsieur.
Definitely him.
They are cooking.
Katrina, this is not appropriate.
Who pays for your dinner, Dr. Lutz?
That is not a legitimate basis for argument.
I disagree. Dine with me if you wish. Otherwise, leave me alone.
We'll talk about this later.
Mademoiselle.
A bottle of wine and food of some description.
Oui, d'accord.
Mademoiselle, there is one thing that you must know. It is a thing that was told to Poirot, but he did not believe it of himself, but it is true. And it is true of you. You are not ill, mademoiselle. No. You are not ill.
The Countess Rosikoff is a criminal, monsieur. And you have done nothing to promote her arrest. You could do the same for us.
Excuse me.
Otherwise, you drive us to extremes.
Do not press me, ladies. Poirot, he will not be pressed.
Stay where you are.
Schwartz?
Dewey. With the D.
Of course you are.
I was watching your door. My God. That's quite a drop.
Semblant. He will be injured?
He already is. I think my shot went to his stomach. Will you excuse me?
Oui. Eh bien, Poirot, the little gray cells, at last they begin to sing. He cannot escape.
Do you want me to shoot him?
No, Lieutenant Drouet. Poirot, he does not wish that. Viens.
Remain out here, you will most surely die. That is enough. Come back in. We have so much to discuss, you and I. Mon ami, what is your name?
Márasco.
No, Gustav, no! No, Gustav!
He was not Marasco.
Why should a man go to his death claiming to be someone else?
That is a mystery that is so terrible.
Well, if you're in the mood for horrors, there's something else you should see.
Careful. Merci.
There.
Oh, no, no, no.
At least the cold prevents him from stinking.
Oh, dear.
Do you know who it is?
Why, it is a servant Robert.
I found him this afternoon. Either suicide or somebody.
No, this is not suicide, mon ami. Look at the hands. No, these hands, they do not speak of a waiter who decided to hang himself. This man was fighting for his life and was overpowered.
So this is the man Gustave replaced?
Right.
Huh. This Gustave, he must have known about the undercover operation to take Maraskov.
Right.
And he just pretended to be me. Though he knew my name. I've nothing to identify me. What?
Oh, you are such a clumsy fool. You handed to him the name on a plate.
Another glass, monsieur?
No, merci quand même. Lieutenant Roy.
It makes no difference now. So, what do we do?
Gustave wanted us to believe that it was Maraskov falling to his death, oui? Then that for the moment is what we shall believe.
Hercule, what happened? Are you dead?
We heard another shot.
Tell us.
Francesco, please tell to the staff to keep to their quarters. Their services will not be required. Countess, this gentleman is Lieutenant Drouet of the ICPC.
Are you sure? He is so many people. Ah.
And as for Maraskov, he is dead.
Good heavens.
The man calling himself Gustave. It was him.
I knew it. Those terrible shoes.
The waiter with the drip at the end of his nose.
Oui.
I must confess to being a little disappointed. That's not the name I wrote in my book.
Monsieur Waring.
Mrs. Rice and Mrs. Clayton. They've left the hotel. Huh? Please do come and look.
Excusez-moi.
Well, tell me, is it likely they'll survive?
2 women, unfit. Without protective clothing, without skis. In the freezing dark.
Ladies whose livelihood depends on risks that are calculated. They have overreached themselves, I fear.
I must pursue them.
Monsieur Waring, listen to Poirot, huh? The opportunity to make yourself feel better by doing something senselessly heroic may yet present itself, but this is not it. Compris? Lieutenant Roy, what special apparatus have you brought with you?
A gun. A shortwave wireless.
Excellent. Ça, c'est la bonne formule?
No, but up here it doesn't work. It has never worked.
De rien. Poirot, he is the master of technology. Please to bring this apparatus to the salon. And Monsieur Waring, please to invite also the other guests. Poirot shall make the wireless to live again. Lieutenant, will you please to make everyone stand over there? It's impossible for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, step back, please.
I trust that the police will keep a sense of proportion about my involvement in...
Hello? Yes, I can hear you. C'est Poirot ici. Wait, Drouet, he is here, and he is well. Lemontoy, tell to me what you can before the signal, it fails. Oui, d'accord. No, I understand. Enfin, bref, Poirot, he has requirements. Hello? Lemontoy. It is dead.
Well, what is understood?
The tunnel, it has been cleared. And at dawn, in precisely 1 hour from now, the funicular, it will operate again.
And what are your requirements, monsieur?
Time, mademoiselle. Time is all that is required by Poirot.
May I ask something? Why do you insist on referring to yourself in the third person? It is intensely irritating.
Because, Dr. Lutz, it helps Poirot achieve a healthy distance from his genius. Mademoiselle Cunningham, your disappointment, it can be set aside The man calling himself Gustave, he was not Máraskod's.
You don't say.
No, he was the accomplice most loyal who went to his death willingly to conceal the identity of his master.
Oh, I feel sick.
So who is this Máraskod's? Does he exist? Or is he collective neurosis?
Mademoiselle, Máraskod's, he exists. He is here now. A little patience, mes amis. And Poirot, he will explain. Monsieur, there are things I wish you to do. But first, do you have here the passports for each of the guests?
In the safe, monsieur.
Bon, place them in the room of Poirot. Et maintenant, écoutez bien. Oui. While Mademoiselle Sαμουσένκα is here occupied, go to her room and take whatever it is you find from underneath her pillow. Also, the writing case which is on the little table beside the bed. Place these items in the dining room into a large laundry basket for Poirot. Also, that terrible picture that is in my room and some pyropanthine.
Wait, monsieur, in the matter of people being arrested...
And the rag.
The rag.
Assemble also the guests in the dining room in 20 minutes. I have an appointment. Merci, monsieur. Merci.
Daragoy, what are you doing? Have you brought us here to instruct us how to clean painting?
That amount of spirit, monsieur, you might wipe off an Alp. Told you.
One could consider it an improvement.
Wait a minute. What's that?
It is a man.
Well, I'm a ruddy Chinaman. Spoken like a true officer in His Majesty's Foreign Office.
It's the Le Measures Vandrèche.
Oui, précisément. Vanquishing the Hydra. One of us hears of which paintings, monsieur?
The labors of Hercules.
Business, sir. And the rest of the labors? They're all here. All around this building they sit, waiting, hidden, but in the plain sight.
Waiting for what?
For the fans of Máraskod's to find a purchaser for the collection. Francesco, from where did you purchase these pictures?
A man, down the mountain. I get them very cheap.
Indeed, because for Máraskod's it is a kind of rental. But there are other treasures here in Bonn.
That is mine.
Is it, mademoiselle? Oh, je suis désolé. I return it to you at once. Nevertheless, in the spirit of candor, which is mandatory in these circumstances, I must insist that you show to Poirot its contents.
Don't be ridiculous.
The Lieutenant Roy is a policeman. Would you prefer him to show us the contents of your writing case?
Monsieur? Well, I'm sorry, but that necklace was around that poor girl's throat that night, Lucinda. And the earrings that went with. God, that's not still blood on them, is it?
Merci, monsieur. Mademoiselle, are you surprised to find these items in your writing case? No. No? Will you please explain to us all how they came to arrive there? No. No, I thought not. That is of little consequence, for Poirot knows the story of these stones.
I must protest.
But of course, monsieur, that is your raison d'etre. Everything that Mademoiselle Sαμουσένκα does, you must either interrogate or disparage, because otherwise you have no function. Another of your personal possessions that has found its way into the basket of Poirot. Oh, and you will notice the agitation of Dr. Lutz. He thought he had made you to throw away this object, but no. You hid it under your pillow, and this item is the disguise you once wore in London to become Nita. And as Nita the maid, you were of course able to fall in love with the hard-working man, the driver, Monsieur Ted Williams, whom the proud and haughty Κατρίνα Σαμουσένκα could not permit herself to love. This Nita who has to be discarded when her mistress must leave London. And so Nita the maid has to die, and Monsieur Ted Williams must bear the pain every day of his life of a heart that is broken. And Dr. Lutz, the opportunist who has been retained to nurse you through your unhappiness, to heal you with the talking cure, with the pills, with the constant reinforcement that you are mentally unstable, that you cannot be trusted to exist alone, because this keeps him in employment. But it is a cover. But that is the way you behave. How can one trust either of you?
I told you he was forceful.
And you, Countess, never quite able to wean yourself from the life of crime, huh? Pourrais-je jouer, madame? Oh. Vous voyez, mademoiselle, your mother, she is wearing the brooch belonging to Madame Rice.
It was ugly on her, and it is pretty on me. Oh, she won't be needing it to go down the mountain.
She steals so rarely these days.
Peut-être. But maybe she enjoys the pleasure of fencing jewelry that has been taken by another.
For God's sake, you know that is not true. You know that...
My turn.
Mademoiselle Cunningham, huh? The student of criminology? Your fascination with the method. Your eagerness always to know what it is the Poirot he is thinking. How deliciously pure it would be, mademoiselle, to conceal yourself under the wing of the very detective who searches for you.
Yes. May I say, I think that's very interesting, but a little woolly and not quite out of the top drawers sleuth-wise.
Monsieur Waring, you are no stranger to deceit.
It's a little harsh, Poirot. Only a few hours ago you were telling me what an honorable man I was.
No, because it is your honor that leads you to deceit. Will you please fetch for me the ladies, Madame Clayton and Madame Rice?
Hey, they're halfway down the mountain.
No, monsieur, they're not halfway down the mountain. I think you'll find them hiding in your bedroom.
Now, look here.
Just please to fetch them, monsieur. Bon. Et maintenant, monsieur le patron.
I have done everything you ask, monsieur. Soyez gentil.
You asked Poirot to be gentle with you?
Oui.
You, who when the servant Robert went missing, made not the slightest attempt to find him? And then when Gustave appeared later in the day, did you put the two and two together? Oh, yes, of course you did, monsieur. But you pretended not to hear the answer. And then he gives you cash. And tells to you that he wishes to work for you as a waiter. And why not? Guests have asked for stranger things, and after all, cash, it is... cash. Ah, ladies, If he were wearing a hat, Poirot, he would sweep it off to you. Your venality, it knows no bounds. You take and you take and you take.
We returned the money.
From the goodness of humanity, you take. You ruin a man and then make him feel guilty for being ruined. You make him pretend that you have escaped, but you have not escaped, Poirot. No. Oh, Madame Justice, it will surely be meted out to you, for you are predatory and malign. Alors, who else remains, huh? Seulement the Lieutenant Drouet and Poirot. Mais non. There is you, monsieur. Cerberus. Why did you not bark when your mistress, she was attacked, huh? Is it because our assailant was a man that you knew? Or is it possible she was not attacked at all? And that this attack was a device most cynical to throw Poirot off the scent?
Would you like me to describe the intimate parts of my tormentor, monsieur? They were on display.
No. That is not necessary for Poirot. Oh, you are clever. But you are even more clever with the men. Gustave, for instance, your creature. You give to him just enough attention to make him fall utterly in love with you.
I saw his eyes. He looked directly at me.
So passionately in love that whenever he thinks of you, his hands, they tremble. Trapped and wounded, what else could he offer you but his life? Dying with a lie upon his lips in the belief that it would protect you, mademoiselle, who are entirely without compassion, entirely without mercy. You who said that the ladies should hang. And you yourself, mademoiselle, who ordered Robert to be hanged because it was convenient.
I might have to write this down. This is fascinating.
I do not think you will need whatever it is in your handbag to listen to Poirot. Do you know what it was that first alerted my attention, mademoiselle? The biting of your thumb.
She studied you.
And Poirot, he remembered where he had seen this before. And he realized that you must have seen it too. Oh yes, you saw it, mademoiselle. And you stored it up and for the future use, to manipulate the guilt and the shame of Poirot. And what else had you observed, mademoiselle?
Don't open it until you hear the response.
All the information that you could possibly require. And Poirot, he felt so vigilant that night.
Excuse me.
Mother. Poirot, he will see you now. But in fact, he was a man who was so blind. Alors, mesdames et messieurs, let us imagine a little scene. A scene where Mademoiselle Cunningham goes to Mademoiselle Samushenka in tears and says, "Oh, Mademoiselle, the man I love is so very poor. We have no money. And the cruel and snobbish Countess, my mother, she forbids us to marry. She has taken all my jewels except these. Please to hide them for me, mademoiselle, for the sake of my love that is secret and forbidden. Everything depends on you." I condense for the dramatic purposes, but the essence of it, it is correct. Oui?
Yes.
Oui. And how did you know that this story would succeed? Because it was told to you by your regular friends and accomplice, Dr. Heinrich Lutz, whose passport I have here. And yours, mademoiselle. And if Poirot compares the two, what does he discover? He discovers that in the past 6 months, you have both visited exactly the same countries on exactly the same dates. Oh, mademoiselle, I'm concerned that there is in your handbag a gun. Lieutenant, would you please see if it also contains a book?
No gun. One book.
Oh. And would you please to read out loud the name that is there written in the margin of page 81.
Lutz.
Lutz. The contingency plan, mein Herr, to betray you. Although you had already been betrayed to Poirot by the greeting so familiar of the little dog.
Shush, Binky.
But you know, for all this, Poirot was still not certain. Until his simple ruse. Alors, mesdames et messieurs, Poirot pretended to repair the wireless. Oui. He pretended to speak to the police. He announced that the funicular, it would soon be open. And you, mademoiselle, you decided it was time to leave. Is that out of the top drawer? Máraskodn.
Oh. No.
Oh, this is interesting. Shut up. You didn't seriously think I'd come to a little talk with a weapon in my own bag, did you? I put it in hers.
Mariska, I beg you. This is not the behavior of civilized woman.
What a bloody useless mother you are.
S'il vous plaît, this is not the way. It cannot end this way.
Mistake, Poirot. Because for the sheer childish pleasure of proving you wrong.
No! Put down the gun.
This is not a gun. It's an objective correlative.
Put down the objective correlative.
Countess,
I am unhurt. You did not think that she would shoot her own mother.
Does that count as a senselessly heroic act, monsieur? I hope it does, because I really don't want to have to do that ever again.
I believe that it does, monsieur.
Take them away. Is there anybody at the Hotel Olympus who's not a criminal?
Do you feel redeemed, monsieur? Does this atone for the death of Lucinda? Because that was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? I heard you say the words, Poirot, promising to protect her. You poor man's Hercules. So vain, so ineffably smug. And you failed. Don't turn your back on me. I shall find you.
I shall not hide.
I can't believe you are so cruel.
I am not the law, Countess.
You're cruel. Spare my daughter. Spare her. As years ago you spared me. Please. Любовь моя.
No, Countess. Poirot, he is not your love. He is... Poirot.
Then I shall accompany my daughter. I bid you das Vedania, Hercule. A love like ours could have burnt down a city. Such a waste.